Good evening. Look around you. AI is no longer the stuff of science fiction. It's in your phone, your car, your bloody toaster. It's recommending what you watch, who you date, and probably judging your questionable late-night snack choices. And while that's all fine, I suppose, we have to remember the old adage, usually spoken by a dying uncle to a spandex-clad teenager, with great power comes great responsibility. The problem is we've handed over immense power to these algorithms, and the whole responsibility part seems to have been left on red. So tonight we're going to pull back the curtain on the digital circus. This isn't about some far-off dystopian future with chrome robots. Oh no, this is about right now. We're going to expose the 10 most dangerous, most unethical, and frankly most terrifying uses of AI that are happening as we speak. These are real-life examples of technology being twisted in ways that should make you profoundly uncomfortable. Why? Because awareness is our only real defense. We need to understand the scale of the problem before we find ourselves in a world where the harm is not just major, but irreversible. So buckle up, because what you're about to see is not a drill. It's a 5-alarm fire in the data center of society, and someone has replaced all the fire extinguishers with novelty party poppers. This is serious.
Perfect.
First up, spying and mass surveillance. Now, we've all accepted a certain level of surveillance. We let our phones track our location for a discount on a burrito, which is a transaction I am personally at peace with. But AI has supercharged this into something else entirely. We're talking about governments and corporations deploying facial recognition systems on a citywide scale. Think of it as a digital lineup where every single citizen is a permanent suspect. In places like China, this isn't a what if, it's a Tuesday. Their social credit system uses AI-powered cameras to watch everything, from jaywalking to buying too much video game time. This isn't just a foreign issue either. Police departments in the West are increasingly using this technology, often with little to no public oversight. They feed grainy CCTV footage into an algorithm, and it spits out a match. The problem is, these systems are notoriously inaccurate, especially with women and people of color. So you could be flagged as a criminal suspect simply because the algorithm had a digital brain fart. It's a world where you can be judged not by your actions, but by a flawed computer's best guess about what your face looks like. The implications are staggering. True anonymity becomes a relic of the past. Every protest you attend, every person you meet, every doctor's office you visit can be logged, tracked, and stored indefinitely. This creates a chilling effect on free speech and association. Would you go to a rally for a cause you believe in if you knew your face was being scanned and filed away in a government database, potentially affecting your job prospects or your ability to travel? It's not just a loss of privacy, it's a fundamental erosion of personal liberty. And it's not just governments. Companies are doing it too. Retail stores use facial recognition to track shoppers and identify suspected shoplifters. Your smart doorbell might be sharing its footage with law enforcement without a warrant. We are building a digital panopticon, a prison where the guards are invisible algorithms, and we have willingly installed the cameras on our own front doors. It's the ultimate home security system, assuming your definition of security is living in a high-tech police state run by the ghost of Jeremy Bentham. Next on our parade of horrors, deepfakes. For most of human history, we could generally trust our own eyes. If you saw a video of a politician saying something outrageous, you could be reasonably sure they actually said it. Well, you can now take that certainty and throw it in the bin along with your fax machine and your faith in humanity. Deepfake technology uses AI to create hyper-realistic fake videos and audio. It can seamlessly swap one person's face onto another's body or make them say words they never uttered. It's digital puppetry, and the results are terrifyingly convincing. The most obvious and vile use is for personal attacks and blackmail. Malicious actors can create fake pornographic videos featuring anyone they want to target, a practice overwhelmingly used against women to harass and silence them. But the potential for public manipulation is even more vast. Imagine a fake video released the day before an election, showing a candidate accepting a bribe or confessing to a crime. By the time it's debunked, the damage is already done. The lie has already raced around the world while the truth is still trying to figure out its two-factor authentication. This technology poisons the well of information. It creates a liar's dividend, where everything can be dismissed as a potential fake. When a genuine video of wrongdoing surfaces, a politician can simply claim, "That's not me, it's a deep fake." How can we hold anyone accountable in a world where plausible deniability can be manufactured with a few clicks? It erodes the very concept of shared reality, which, and I cannot stress this enough, is a fairly important prerequisite for a functioning society. We're already seeing this play out. Scammers are using AI-cloned voices to impersonate CEOs and trick employees into wiring millions of dollars. Political ads have used AI-generated imagery to create misleading narratives. This isn't a future threat. The tools are widely available, getting better every day, and falling into the hands of people who see chaos as a ladder. We are standing on the precipice of an information apocalypse where the line between real and fake blurs into non-existence. All right, let's talk about cybersecurity, or more accurately, the lack thereof, thanks to our new AI overlords. For years, hacking has been a cat-and-mouse game. Hackers find a vulnerability, companies patch it. It was a human-scale problem. But AI has now given the mouse a rocket launcher and a jetpack. Smart cyberattacks use AI to automate the entire hacking process, making it faster, more sophisticated, and terrifyingly efficient. Forget a lone hacker in a hoodie. Think of an army of digital ghosts testing millions of digital doors at once. AI can be trained to hunt for vulnerabilities in software code far more effectively than any human team. It can scan an entire corporate network, identify the weakest link, be it an unpatched server or a gullible employee, and craft a custom-made attack to exploit it. These aren't just brute force attacks. They are intelligent, adaptive, and relentless. The AI can learn from its failures, change its tactics on the fly, and even create its own novel malware that has never been seen before. This dramatically lowers the bar for would-be criminals. You no longer need to be a coding genius to cause widespread chaos. You just need access to the right AI tool. This is hacking as a service, and it's a booming industry on the dark web. It means that power grids, financial systems, hospitals, and military defenses are now facing a threat that operates at machine speed 24/7 without ever needing a coffee break. The human defenders are simply outmatched. The consequences are not theoretical. We've seen AI-powered tools used to craft incredibly convincing phishing emails that can trick even the most tech-savvy individuals. We've seen them used to launch massive denial-of-service attacks that can take down critical infrastructure. We are arming our digital adversaries with a weapon that thinks faster than we can. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, except your opponent is a sentient swarm of artificially intelligent killer bees who have already stolen your car keys and maxed out your credit cards. Let's move on to the economy, an area that was already a baffling mess of jargon and bad decisions even before we invited HAL 9000 to the party. We're talking about the manipulation of financial markets, high-frequency trading, where algorithms buy and sell stocks in fractions of a second, has been around for a while. But honestly, modern AI has taken this to a whole new level of insanity. These aren't just fast bots. They are learning, predicting, and in some cases colluding bots. AI-driven trading algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data, news articles, social media sentiment, satellite imagery of oil tankers, to predict market movements before humans even know what's happening. This creates a massive advantage for the big investment firms who can afford this technology, leaving the average investor, the person saving for retirement, in the digital dust. The stock market is increasingly becoming a game played by machines for machines. But it gets worse. These AIs can be used not just to predict the market, but to manipulate it. By executing a massive number of buy and sell orders in a coordinated fashion, a handful of algorithms can create artificial volatility, tricking other bots and human traders into making bad decisions. They can create flash crashes where the market plummets for no discernible reason, wiping out billions in value in minutes, only to recover just as quickly. This destabilizes the entire economy for the benefit of a few. And this isn't just about stocks. This affects currencies, commodities, and everything in between. Imagine an AI designed to spread fake rumors on social media and then trade based on the ensuing panic. It's the digital equivalent of shouting fire in a crowded theater and then picking the pockets of everyone fleeing for the exits. We are building a financial system that is not only opaque and complex, but is actively hostile to human participation, run by black box algorithms whose motives and logic are understood by no one. Now for a truly mind-bending one, the creation of fake news and fake people. We've talked about deepfakes, but this goes deeper. AI can now generate entire articles, essays, and news reports that are indistinguishable from those written by humans. These aren't just cobbled together sentences. They are coherent, persuasive, and can be produced on an industrial scale. You can ask an AI to write 1,000 different articles promoting a conspiracy theory, each one slightly different, and flood the internet with them in minutes. This makes it nearly impossible to distinguish truth from propaganda. Foreign governments and domestic groups can create entire fake news outlets, complete with AI-generated articles and AI-generated journalist profiles, to push a specific agenda. These operations can sway public opinion, interfere in elections, and incite social unrest. When the information ecosystem is choked with AI-generated garbage, finding reliable facts is like trying to find a single specific needle in a continent-sized haystack made of other needles. But it's not just fake articles, it's fake people. AI can create incredibly realistic fake profiles for social media, complete with unique photos of people who do not exist, and a fully fleshed out backstory. These AI-generated personas or sock puppets can be deployed as an army to amplify messages, harass opponents, and create the illusion of a grassroots movement. You might be arguing with someone online who seems passionate and real, but you're actually debating a piece of software designed to manipulate you. This erodes the foundation of online community and trust. How can you have a genuine discussion when you don't know who is real and who is a phantom? It transforms the public square into a hall of mirrors, where astroturfed campaigns and bot armies can shout down real human voices. We are facing a future where the majority of content online might be generated not by people, but by machines for the purpose of controlling what we think. And that is a terrifying thought. If you thought identity theft was bad before, hold on to your wallets. AI has turned it from a cottage industry into a global enterprise. We're talking about identity fraud and personal information theft on a scale that was previously unimaginable. Criminals are using AI to automate the process of finding and exploiting your personal data, creating a perfect storm of digital vulnerability. It's no longer about dumpster diving for credit card statements. It's about algorithmically hunting for your entire digital soul. AI can sift through the massive troves of data leaked in breaches, and there are a lot of them, to piece together comprehensive profiles of individuals. It can correlate your old MySpace password with your LinkedIn profile and your mother's maiden name from a public record search. It builds a complete you package for a would-be fraudster. Then it can use that information to answer security questions, impersonate you on the phone using voice cloning AI, and systematically take over your digital life. The next step is even more frightening: creating complete digital copies of your identity. With enough data, an AI can generate fake driver's licenses, passports, and utility bills that are good enough to fool verification systems. This allows criminals to open bank accounts, take out loans, and even file for government benefits in your name. You might not know it's happening until a collections agency calls you about a mortgage you never took out on a house you've never seen. This isn't just about financial loss, as devastating as that is. It's about the nightmare of trying to prove you are you. When a crime is committed in your name, using an identity so perfectly forged that it passes all the checks, the burden of proof falls on you to untangle the mess. It's a Kafkaesque nightmare where you are fighting a phantom version of yourself created by a machine. The very concept of a unique, verifiable identity is under assault, and the weapons are code. Okay, deep breaths, everyone. because we are now entering the literal killer robot portion of our evening. This is about AI weapons, or to use the chillingly corporate term, lethal autonomous weapon systems, LAWS. These are weapons, drones, tanks, turrets, that can independently search for, identify, and kill human targets without direct human oversight. Let me repeat that. Without a human in the loop making the final life or death decision. This is not science fiction. The technology exists and the global arms race has already begun. Proponents argue these weapons will be more precise and will keep human soldiers out of harm's way. But honestly, the ethical and existential risks are catastrophic. We would be crossing a moral Rubicon by delegating the decision to kill to a machine. An algorithm, no matter how sophisticated, cannot understand the value of human life, the context of a conflict, or the nuances of proportionality and distinction required by the laws of war. It operates on data and probabilities, not empathy or moral reasoning. Think about the potential for error. What happens if the facial recognition system misidentifies a civilian holding a camera as an enemy holding a weapon? What happens if a communications glitch or a cyber attack causes the weapon to malfunction and attack its own side, or, a group of school children? There is no recall button. There is no undo. The accountability is a black hole. Who is responsible? The programmer, the manufacturer, the commander who deployed it? An algorithm can't be put on trial for war crimes. This technology would also fundamentally change the nature of warfare. It would lower the threshold for going to war, as leaders could fight conflicts with no risk of casualties on their own side. It could lead to rapid, uncontrollable escalation as automated systems react to each other at machine speed. We are on the verge of creating a world where war is fought by swarms of disposable killer algorithms, and that is a future that should terrify every single one of us. We must ban these weapons before they are deployed. We like to think of computers as being objective and unbiased. I mean, they just crunch numbers, right? Well, actually, wrong. Terribly, dangerously wrong. One of the most insidious dangers of AI is discrimination and hidden bias. An AI system is only as good as the data it's trained on. And if that data reflects the historical biases and prejudices of our society, which, spoiler alert, it absolutely does, then the AI will not only replicate those biases, it will amplify them and bake them right into our digital infrastructure. Take hiring, for example. Companies are using AI to screen resumes to find the so-called best candidates. But if the AI is trained on data from the company's past hiring decisions, which may have favored men over women or one race over another, the AI will learn those patterns. It will learn that names that sound male are better than names that sound female. It will penalize candidates for attending a women's college or for having a gap in their resume for maternity leave. The AI isn't sexist on purpose, it's just a very efficient student of our own sexism. And this really extends to nearly every corner of life. In lending, AI models have been shown to deny loans to qualified applicants in minority neighborhoods at higher rates, simply because historical data showed those areas were riskier. In the justice system, AI is used to predict the likelihood of a defendant reoffending. These tools have been proven to be biased against black defendants, assigning them higher risk scores than white defendants with similar histories, which leads to harsher sentences and parole denials. The worst part is the veneer of scientific objectivity. Because the decision was made by a computer, it's seen as fair and impartial. But it's not. It's laundering our own discrimination through a black box algorithm and calling it progress. This creates a deeply unfair two-tiered society, where your opportunities in life can be limited by a biased algorithm before a human ever even looks at your case. It's a high-tech version of redlining, and it's happening right now. You probably think you're in control of your own choices. You decide what to buy, what to believe, what to click on. Well, I have some unsettling news for you. AI is being used for mass-scale manipulation of minds and behavior, and it's so subtle you might not even notice it's happening. The business model of the modern internet is to capture your attention and sell it, and AI is the ultimate tool for capturing and directing that attention, essentially amounting to a form of digital brainwashing. Social media platforms, streaming services, and online retailers use sophisticated AI algorithms to analyze everything you do. Every like, every share, every search, every second you linger on a photo, it's all data. This data is used to build a terrifyingly accurate psychological profile of you, your insecurities, your desires, your political leanings, your triggers. The AI knows you better than you know yourself. And its goal is not to help you. Its goal is to keep you engaged. This is why you get fed an endless stream of content that makes you angry or envious or afraid. Because strong emotions are engaging, the algorithm learns that showing you outrageous political content will keep you scrolling and clicking, so it feeds you more and more extreme views, gradually pushing you into an echo chamber. It learns that showing you images of perfect bodies and lavish lifestyles makes you feel insecure, which in turn makes you more likely to buy the products advertised alongside them. This isn't just about selling you a new pair of sneakers. It's about fundamentally shaping your perception of reality and influencing your behavior on a massive scale. It's what allowed companies like Cambridge Analytica to use personal data to target voters with manipulative political messaging. We are willingly plugging ourselves into a machine designed to find our psychological weak spots and exploit them for profit and power. It's not a fair fight. You are one human brain up against a supercomputer dedicated to figuring out how to control you. Finally, we come to perhaps the most morally bankrupt use of all, the exploitation of children and teens. Young people are the most vulnerable demographic online. Their brains are still developing, they are more susceptible to peer pressure, and they often lack the critical thinking skills to see when they are being manipulated. And AI-driven platforms are exploiting this vulnerability with a ruthless, automated efficiency that is frankly disgusting. Algorithms on video platforms and social media are designed to maximize engagement, and they don't have a moral compass. If a child shows a slight interest in a certain type of content, the AI can lead them down a rabbit hole of increasingly extreme or inappropriate material. A simple search for cartoons can, within a few autoplayed videos, lead to disturbing and violent content that is algorithmically generated to prey on popular keywords. The system is not designed for a child's well-being. It's designed to glue their eyeballs to the screen. Then there's the marketing. AI allows advertisers to target young people with surgical precision. It analyzes their behavior to push unhealthy food, addictive games with predatory microtransactions, and unrealistic body images. It fosters a culture of constant comparison and consumerism, tying self-worth to likes, followers, and the latest trends. This can have devastating effects on the psychological health of young people, contributing to anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. We are conducting a massive, uncontrolled psychological experiment on an entire generation. We are allowing algorithms whose sole purpose is to drive profit to play a central role in our children's development. Platforms claim they are trying to fix these problems, but the core issue remains. Their entire business model is fundamentally at odds with protecting children. As long as engagement is the primary metric, our kids will continue to be the product, targeted and manipulated by machines that see them not as children, but as data points to be optimized. So there you have it, 10 glimpses into the digital dystopia we are actively building. It's bleak. But the point of this isn't to make you want to go live in a cave, although frankly, the real estate market for caves is looking pretty good right now. The point is that AI is a tool. It is an incredibly powerful, world-changing tool, but it has no inherent morality. A hammer can be used to build a house or to break a window. The ultimate responsibility for how it's used lies with us, the humans who create, deploy, and regulate it. We cannot afford to be passive. The mantra of move fast and break things is terrifying when the things being broken are privacy, democracy, and the mental health of our children. We desperately need a global conversation about this. We need robust, intelligent laws to curb the worst abuses. We need transparency and accountability from the companies building this technology. And most importantly, we need widespread public education so that everyone understands the stakes. Awareness is the first step toward reclaiming control. Every unethical use of AI we've discussed tonight is a seed. If left unchecked, it will grow into a disaster tomorrow. The future is not yet written. We are at a critical juncture where we can still choose to steer this technology towards serving humanity, not controlling it. We can demand a future where AI is used to cure diseases, solve climate change, and create abundance, not to spy on us, manipulate us, and divide us. The choice for now is still ours. Let's make the right one. Thank you and good night.